Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Shrinvatas Vakutha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridyan Tatho Hya Bhadrani Vidunoti Sursitam. Nashta Prayasha Bhadrashunitям Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashlake Bhakti Bhavati Nashtiki. I'm sorry. We will be reading today Canto 4, Chapter 4, Text 32 to 34. Text 32. Tisam apadatam vigam nishamya bhagavan rigu yajna gnam nena yajasha dakshinagna jahavaha. Tisham of them, apadatam, who were approaching Begam, the impulse, Nishamya, after seeing Bhagavan, the possessor of all opulences, Brigu Muni, Yajna Gnana, for killing the destroyers of the Yajna, Yajasha with hymns of the Yajurveda, Dakshina Agna in the southern side of the sacrificial fire, Juhava offered oblations, certainly. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. They came forward forcibly, but Bhrigu Muni saw the danger and, offering oblations into southern side of the sacrificial fire, immediately uttered mantric hymns from the Yajurveda, by which the destroyers of yagnic performances could be killed immediately. Report. Here is one example of powerful hymns in the Vedas which, when chanted, could perform wonderful acts. In the present age of Kali, it is not possible to find expert mantra chanters. Therefore, all the sacrifices recommended in the Vedas are forbidden in this age. The only sacrifice recommended in this age is the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, because in this age it is not possible to accumulate the needed funds for performing sacrifices, not to speak of finding expert brahmanas who can chant the mantras perfectly. Text 33. Advaryana Yamane Deva Utpetur Ojasa Ribhavo Nama Tapasa Somam Prapta Sahasrasha. Synonyms. Advarina, by the priest Bhrigu, human oblations being offered. Deva, demigods. Utpetut, became manifested. Ojasa, with great strength. Ribhava, the rebus. Nama, named. Tapasa, by penance. Somam, soma. Prapta, having achieved. Sahasraha, by the thousands. Translation. When Bhrigu Muni offered oblations in the fire, immediately many thousands of demigods named Ribhus became manifested. All of them were powerful, having achieved strength from Soma, the moon. Purport. It is stated here that many thousands of demigods named Ribhus became manifested because of the oblations offered in the fire and the chanting of the hymns from the Yajurveda. Brahmanas like Bhrigu Muni were so powerful that they could create such powerful demigods simply by chanting the Vedic mantras. Vedic mantras are still available, but the chanters are not. By chanting Vedic mantras or chanting the Gayatri or Rig mantra, one can attain the results one desires. In the present age of Kali, it is recommended by Lord Chaitanya that simply by chanting Hare Krishna, one can attain all perfection. Text 34. They allotted sarve Ramadhan Saha Guhyakam Hanyamanadizo Hijur Ushadbhir Brahmatajasam. Synonyms. Tagged by them, Alata Ayuda with weapons of fire brands, Sarve all, Pramadhan the ghost, Saha Guhyaka along with the Guhyakas, Anyamana being attacked, Disha in different directions, Heju fled, Ushadhi glowing, Brahma Tejasa by Brahminical power. Translation. When the Ribhu demigods attacked the ghosts and Guhyakas with half-burned fuel from the Yajna fire, all these attendants of society fled in different directions and disappeared. This was possible simply because of Brahma Teja's Brahminical power. Purport. The word Brahma Tejasa used in this verse is significant. In those days, Brahmanas were so powerful that simply by desiring and by chanting a Vedic mantra, they could accomplish very wonderful effects. But in the present age of degradation, there are no such Brahmanas. According to the Pancharatrika system, in this age, the entire population is supposed to consist of Shudras, because the Brahminical culture has been lost. But if anyone displays the signs of understanding Krishna consciousness, he should be accepted according to Vaishnava Smriti regulations as a prospective Brahmana and should be given all facilities to achieve the highest perfection. The most magnanimous gift of Lord Chaitanya's is that the highest perfection of life is available in this fallen age if one simply adopts the process of chanting Hare Krishna, which is able to bring about the fulfillment of all activities in self-realization. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 4th canto, 4th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Sati Quits Hobadi. Om Agyan Trimandasya, Vinanda Shalakya, Chakshu Mutamina, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Vitali Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinami. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gurvan Pracharani Ravishashuni Vazi Prasthadeshtarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Gaura Bhakti Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. I humbly bow down and seek blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas and thank you for the opportunity to read Srimad Bhagavatam for my own purification. I've selected a few points to summarize from lectures from Parampara. Today we are finishing reading the chapter 4, which is called Sati Quits Hobadi. In text 32, we have read about the expert of mantra chanting, and in purport, Srila Prabhupada tells us that in Kali Yuga, it's not possible to find experts in mantra chanting. Also, during this age, people lost trust in mantras. People don't believe in their powers. Many people are not satisfied reciting scriptures. People in general are not pure. They are not getting attracted by scriptures. Many people think that God is maybe there. They don't mind. Let him be there if he wants. And even if he's there, he is only to fulfill my desires. And for them, that is more important than God himself. God is not important unless we strictly follow Vedic rules and regulations. The foundation of Vedic culture is proper pronunciation of Vedic mantras. The pronunciation is the level of culture. Even now, in different levels of society, people pronounce same words differently. It could depend on the quality and accessibility of education, on the regions people live in, and on many other things. Education changes people. If one learns how to speak properly, it changes one's heart and their view on the world. In the purport for the text 33, we have read that powerful Vedic mantras that can create powerful demigods are available even now. Vedic mantras are eternal. The results of Vedic mantras are eternal, but proper chanters are not available at this time. In Gurukulas, children are learning how to pronounce properly Vedic alphabet. Little remnants of the great Vedic culture is still there, but basically it's lost, and the reason why it's lost also because it is ultimately useless when it's not directed to a proper purpose. When it's directed to a proper purpose, it is a perfect culture. A perfect culture which shows how to fulfill all your desires and how to get to a high realm of existence. But because it was misapplied, misused, it was lost. Srila Prabhupada tells us, that if you pronounce mantras properly, you can fulfill all your desires. Bhrigu Muni puts oblations in the fire, a ritual to make mantras pure, but the sound vibration of the mantras is the essence of what he was doing. The idea was you pronounce the mantra properly with a certain desire, and then this desire will manifest in front of your eyes. It is just a question of making the proper vibration in the space, in the ether. The result of the technique very much depends on the purity of the chanter. The purity of the consciousness of the chanter is there to help to create the proper vibration. In the present age, it is recommended by Lord Chaitanya that simply by chanting Hare Krishna, one can attain all perfection. In the purport for the text 34, we have read that in this age, all population is supposed to consist of Shudras, because qualified Brahminical culture is lost. But if anyone shows the signs of understanding of Krishna consciousness, he should be accepted according to Vaishnava Smriti regulations as a prospective Brahmana and should be given all facilities to achieve the highest perfection simply by chanting Hare Krishna. One can fulfill all activities in self-realization. Chanting with proper surrender mood calms the mind, and controlled mind becomes our friend in proper chanting. Transforming one in a different realm of consciousness makes one's consciousness pure, changes the lifestyle, makes our existence pure to make our chanting pure. Krishna is the goal, and the Mahamantra is the way to achieve this beautiful goal. In comparison with chanting other mantras, the requirements or conditions to chant Hare Krishna are very different. One can chant it anywhere, at any time. Lord Chaitanya explains there are no rules. People in different countries pronounce Krishna in a different way, but it doesn't matter. By chanting Mahamantra, one is addressing Krishna directly, approaching Krishna directly. And even if one mispronounces, still the approach is there. But it should be strengthened by one's mood. Bhava, the mood should be there. Someone asked Srila Prabhupada how important to pronounce all syllables of Mahamantra properly. Srila Prabhupada said, you can do how you like. Krishna knows what you mean. Krishna doesn't take the offense if we pronounce it sincerely. We may mispronounce it from the technical point of view, but if the proper bhava is there, it still reaches the point of our address. Krishna is the protector of every living being. If the bhava, the mood is proper, if our approach to the Lord is proper, then he hears us. But if we chant Hare Krishna mantra and the mood is not proper, we just use it as a technique to get our desires fulfilled. If the mood, the essence, is not proper, he doesn't accept this. Krishna is a person, and what he is expecting from us, he expecting the proper mood while we chant. Srila Prabhupada explains this again and again. When we chant, we need to chant in a prayerful mood, in a mood when a child is lost and helpless and is calling, crying for his mother. My dear mother, please help me. When this mood is there, then the mantra is effective. Our chanting is not offensive because we are calling in a helpless mood. Bhakti is deep down in everyone's heart. We should not depend on the rituals, but on the God as a person. Some people think if they are following the ritual of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra every morning, everything should be okay. But they miss a very important point, that it all depends not on the ritual. Ultimately, it depends on Krishna himself, who is a person, and he cares less about your ritual. Some devotees get very upset. They say, I have been following all the rules and regulations. I was coming to Mangal Arati very religiously every day. Why this horrible thing happened to me? Why? Because Krishna is God, he is not obliged to give you the results of your ritual. When we chant offensively, then purification does not really take place. The essence of offensive chanting is materialistic approach. Ultimately, Krishna is taking care of you personally. because he is the person and he gives you whatever he likes, whatever he wants. Proper offenseless chanting comes when we understand that Krishna is within his holy name and we approaching Krishna directly by holy name, and that has to be done with a certain feeling. When we understand that Krishna is a person and he is within the holy name. I will stop here. I apologize for any shortcomings during reading and summarizing. Vancha kalpa trubhishcha, kripa sindhubhya, Sidnam